go. Here we are.
Nice.
The RDP right here.
The beautiful
RDP.
RDP.
Oh yeah, nice chill. Last day of the year.
Look around, you Northerns.
Yeah,
We're in t-shirt. In the middle. This is December 31st.
Yep.
And we're in t-shirts in Florida, walking around.
Yes, sir.
Freedom and weep. Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
So when the pendulum swings one way,
It swings
violently, it swings back the other way violently.
Yep.
And that's what we were talking about earlier. How now we had all this past 8 years. We had the left going insane with censorship. Are we going to see the same fate on the right, trying to censor them, and just censor in general? You know, are we gonna make the same mistakes they did? You know.
That's what it certainly seems like with Twitter.
Well, you know, it's funny because I lived through. You know, back in the day when things were normal.
Yeah.
I guess I say normal, but what is normal? Like the Bush administration, even Bill Clinton, you know, even the Barack Obama was pretty much almost like end of his reign was pretty much when wokeism pretty much started, when it got crazy. You know, America still had the big stick, and actually, when you have a conservative status quo,
Yeah.
it's better to have a conservative status quo and have the rebels be the left rather than the other way around. Even though they can both really seem the same, tyranny is tyranny, it can take on different forms and different paradigms. So, you know, anyway, but it's good to have a sort of, if your status quo is family oriented and it's more, let's say, maybe theology based, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm being very general because it doesn't necessarily have to be Christian. It could be Buddhist, it could be Muslim, you know.
Yeah.
Whether it's family focused or whatever, it's better to have that to be a status quo and then the outliers to be more, you know.
Yeah.
What's the word I'm looking for, man? Help me out. Rebels, not rebels, not the right word, but maybe askew. You know,
feel like it's
society.
better if the rebels are the crazy ones.
Yes, and then they can just live in peace. Because I'll say this, because there's something about American sort of conservatism that's different from a lot of places in the world.
Yeah.
That American conservatives believe in freedom of speech.
Yeah.
And freedom of privacy.
Yeah.
Or right to privacy. And you know, you don't necessarily get that around the world. And if that's the case, if you have a conservative status quo, yeah, they'll probably bug you to death by going to church or not saying certain words, and you know, maybe you see more Bible reading in schools, and that might piss you off.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you know, if you want to be gay and have, you know, crazy orgies and shit, they'll leave you the fuck alone.
Yeah.
They'll leave you the fuck alone. So, of course, you don't want to like recruit children or anything. That's a whole different story.
Yeah.
So we'll put a stop to that. That was good. Anyway, what you thinking, man?
I'm just happy I got this camera, man.
That's a beautiful camera.
It's nice. And look, also
Beautiful
look.
Chinese
Look at
camera.
this.
What? Oh, you're moving. Ah,
You can
nice.
just do it like that.
Notice how much you had to move the camera just to put me in frame.
I'm very wide.
You're
very
tall,
wide.
dude. You're like a mile.
Oh
high.
yeah, up and down as well. Yeah. Oh man.
It's like what's that one children's book with where the wild things are?
That's me.
I pick you on all the time.
I know you do, man. I know you do. I know it.
Yep. All right, man. What are you benching now?
Like a 1 rep max? I don't fucking know.
Well, I meant like, what are you working out with, and what are you doing?
On the machine.
On the machine.
I do the chest press machine.
Uh-huh.
I'll like do like a warm up set with like 140 on it.
Yeah.
And then I usually do either 150 or 160, like 5x8. Sometimes that last set, I gotta kind of bump it down, but somewhere in that ballpark.
That's cool. Sweet. I can do way more than that.
Hell yeah, I know you can. You show off the guns, man. You want to show off the guns?
Sure. I mean, what are we at? Here we go.
Right here, let me flip it around. There you go. You want to show off the guns there? There, look at them go.
Well, I can see it in
Look at
4K.
them, dude.
Oh, they're okay. So H1B, man.
Oh god.
That's the topic right now.
Is it one of those things that's like a lottery system, or is it?
I don't know.
I don't
And that's the
know.
funny thing is, I don't think anyone knew until it became until we started talking about it.
Until Sam Hyde posted a damn essay on Twitter.
Competing with China is competing with literal slave labor, and that's impossible to compete with. It's not worth competing with. And nobody who has a real sense of what matters in life thinks anything about competing with China. We've been hearing this for 30 fucking years.
And that was the point I was trying to make earlier. We were talking about this in the kitchen, and I'm like, you know what? The past 8 years, you were racist if you wanted a wall. You could not even touch the H-1B issue. That was a non-issue. And since we finally got everyone on the same page, let's change lanes here. Since the country's now on the same page of just having sensible immigration policies, now we can start talking about H-1B.
I never even heard of it till.
Yeah, it's like you're like most people.
I never heard of it like today, basically.
Yeah, like nobody cared. Like H-1B was like, oh well, if you don't have a wall, like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you can't have a wall, what is H-1B? You know, so. And like I said, if tech needs engineers and we don't have engineers and we need them, okay, it makes sense to outsource them. But why don't we solve that problem? Why don't we fix the education system if that's the problem? Is that the problem? I don't think so. I think it's just another case of the corporations want to save money on labor. What do you think?
I think that's part of it as well. And
not everything, but yeah.
Like this is really my first hearing about like this specific thing with Elon Musk. I saw the Sam Hyde video where he's talking about, one thing I think he makes a good point on is a lot of people in like the tech sphere, the political sphere, they view people as interchangeable, just numbers,
right?
Just statistics. So you can just import people from wherever, send them wherever. But when you're talking about a country, it's completely different.
He's so right. It's such a good point. I mean, when you have positions of power, there's always a disassociation between the people that you rule.
Yeah.
And that's why any sort of government, that everyone should participate.
Yeah.
To nullify that sort of effect.
Or if you've ever had a job, you probably felt like your manager, depending on the company, probably didn't think nothing of you.
Right, or didn't know you.
Just a number on the schedule.
Right.
Someone called out, all right, we'll plop him there.
And doesn't make, now just by that design doesn't necessarily make him a bad person, or he or she a bad person. And that doesn't make, but just by I guess by design, they're not going to be attached to you emotionally unless they go out and meet you, unless they take the time and meet everybody. You know what I mean?
Which is different if you're in like a small company where you see the boss or hell maybe even the owner.
Right. And they're talking to you, they're shaking your hand, they want to know you the best they can with the time they have. So,
What do we think? Are we planning on going down to the park?
Oh hell yeah, we're going down to the Parky Park. We're gonna take some video of the beautiful bay.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so H-1B. So I don't, I still don't have a problem with it. I mean, of course we need to make sure it's sensible, not like, we just don't 10 million H-1Bs show up and they undercut all the MIT aerospace engineers, like, okay. It's like, yeah, this is sensible. Like, no. So, but, and that's another thing too, like, even though I believe the dream team is here with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy and I don't know, everyone else in the cabinet right now, or that are, in Trump's cabinet, you're not going to agree with everything.
Nope.
They're going to have, and that's okay. It's okay to have a discussion. It's okay to talk about these things. No one knew what H-1B was until just a week ago.
Well, at least not me. Maybe I'm out of the loop.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's okay. And just like I said, it's progress to even have this to be a discussion, a center of discussion. This is progress. Right?
Yeah.
This is the new political duality. This is where we needed to shift things. So this is a good thing. So, anyway.
What do you think? You want to put this on the pod channel?
Yeah, I think this is the pod right here.
Pod?
This is it.
Well, I'm not going to be able to go over too long. I'm about to go shopping.
Well, we don't need a long one.
Let's do a little short.
Yeah, this is fine. We're gonna treat the YouTube viewers as beautiful, beautiful
Got a
view.
little picture in the bottom.
Well, I got. What about the sun?
That's fine. It'll adjust. All
Okay.
right, we'll test it out here.
Here, I'll let you do it.
All right.
It's you, the man. My arms getting
There we
tired.
Oh, this thing weighs like an ounce. Well, let me.
You're holding it up.